Well, hi everybody. So today I want to talk to you about the key to success with your anti-candida lifestyle. Hi there, I'm Ricki Heller from rickiheller.com, and I'm a candida coach who helps people with restricted diets learn to love their food again so that they can focus on healing and getting back to their best health and actually enjoying their lives. So today I want to talk to you, as I said, about the key to success on the anti-candida diet. And I thought of this because I literally just the other day had this key cut for my landlord because he had lost it. But it was such an interesting experience going through this process because I haven't done something like this in quite some time. And dealing with the people in the store really made me think about there are just so many connections between how we handle one situation and how we handle another situation. So I'll just tell you what happened. I went into like one of these big box hardware stores. I won't even say which one it is, but it's sort of, we have a few of them here in Canada. I know you guys have them there in the US or wherever you are. And so I went up to the service desk and I asked the girl who was standing there, where can I get a key cut? And she goes, oh, just down over there. Mistake number one, right? No, nothing specific, no direction. She just said over that side of the store. So I kind of wandered over, and there were two counters, and they were both like automotive stuff, and I didn't see anything to do with any keys. So I had to ask one of the guys, where do I go to get my key cut? And he points to this little box of, one of those rotating boxes with keys on all four sides, and he says over there. Well, there was nobody there. So I kind of wandered and looked a little bit. And then I had to ask, how do I get someone to actually help me? So he said, well, there's a button right under that box, which of course totally wouldn't notice if you didn't know it was there. So mistake number two. So I pressed the button and a young man came over and I said, I want to have this key cut. And he said, great. And there was a sign on the box that said keys were $2. He didn't tell me that, but I happened to see the sign. And so then I said, okay, great. He looked for the key and he said, oh, we don't have any blanks for your key. So like this is a blank. It's just a plain key, right? He said, we don't have any blanks, but you know what? How would you like one of these ones instead? And he pointed to these keys, which I've never seen before. They were actually kind of cute. They all had like painted designs on them. So there were some with flowers, some with a maple leaf because we just had Canada Day. So I thought, oh, those are kind of cute. And I said, okay, sure, I'll take that one. So he cuts the key for me and then doesn't say anything, just hands me the key. And I said, oh, well, do I pay you? No, you go back to the cash. Okay, mistake number three. So I walked back to that first young woman that I had been talking to and I said, okay, here's my key. And she goes and punches it up and she says, all right, that'll be $7, please. And I was like, $7? The sign over there says $2. And she said, oh yeah, but that's just for the plain keys. The decorated ones are much more. And I said, well, he didn't tell me that. I didn't know it was going to be. Now, I know it's only $7, but I was kind of ticked off at this point. So I said, well, I mean, that was like more than triple the price of the original key. I said, well, I didn't plan to pay for $7. I thought it was only $2. So she says, so you don't want it? I said, no. He goes, okay. Boing, throws it in the trash. And I walked out of the store thinking, and that was obviously a mistake number, what are we, 4 or 5 at this point, right? And I remember thinking, now this ended up being kind of a negative encounter for everybody, didn't it now? And it occurred to me, all she had to do was to say, you know what? You weren't told it was going to be more than triple the price. How about if I try to get you a discount on it, like $4 or $5? If she had said that to me, I would have happily paid that price because I didn't feel like going to another store. It wasn't that much money anyway. I would have felt like I got a discount. I got this snappy new key with a design on it, right? And they would have been happy. It was a win-win-win because the store most definitely would have still made a profit at $4. I'm sure these keys cost maybe 20 cents to actually make. And the fact is they had to throw away a perfectly good key. The store still paid their employees for their time. They basically lost out completely in that exchange. And all it would have taken was this woman to take half a second to stop and think, is there any way to turn this into something more positive, right? And I mean, by the time I was outside, I thought, should I go back and tell her that? But it occurred to me, no, I'm done with this store now. So it just got me thinking, you know, so many of my clients, when I coach my clients who are starting a Candida diet, and even more so, clients who have been on an anti-Candida diet and have fallen off the wagon because so many reasons why it happens. And, you know, if you've done it, you know why it can be really challenging to stay with this very restricted diet. But when we work on that, we so often, one of the things we need to look at is how can we shift the perspective from something that feels, and legitimately so, it feels so negative, to something that is more positive. Because sometimes that's all it takes, is a teeny little shift like that, and you are able to see the situation completely differently, and you end up having it be a win-win all around. I know for me, that made all the difference in the world. And, you know, I've said this in interviews before and just chatting with people. When I was diagnosed with Candida first in 1999, and then I had a really bad relapse in 2009 because I went off the program, I thought my life was going to be over. It was so negative. And then I look back and I say, man, that was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me for so many reasons, because my health was in decline. I was on this horrible downward spiral in terms of my health. If I had not gotten so sick, I would have continued eating that way, and it probably would have come back to bite me even worse later on. But even more important than that, I think, it started me on this path of reassessing what I was doing with my life, and ultimately allowed me to leave my job, my loveless job, and start a business and a career that I absolutely love, helping people to feel better and live better lives. Like, what could be more gratifying than that? And so, in effect, it really was the best thing that happened to me, but I wasn't able to see it clearly right at that moment. So this is something that's really important, because if you do want to be able to stick with it, and sometimes it is the long term, you know, I have come to firmly believe in what I'm calling the anti-Candida lifestyle, because you may not be actively fighting off Candida once your symptoms are cleared, but it's a lifestyle that will allow you to remain healthy and not have the kind of relapses that I had. So I've been living this way now for 20 years, except for those 3 months where I had this sort of fallback. And you know, if that's your goal, then there are going to be challenges along the way, and sometimes you really just need to make that shift, where if you're able to look at it in a much more positive way, it's going to make all the difference in terms of how you are able to stick with it and continue on as you go. So I hope that's helpful, and that can give you a little bit of a different perspective when you're thinking about this program or this lifestyle in a negative way. See if you can't seek out, you know, step back and take that sort of global view. Like that young woman, if she had just stepped out of the situation for a moment, instead of being ticked off that I was returning the key, look at it in a more global way and see what the different parts were and how they fit together, and what can we do to turn this into something more positive. It would have made all the difference for me, the customer, all the difference for the store, and the outcome. We both would have walked away feeling really good, instead of probably both of us feeling disappointed. I know certainly I did. I don't know what she felt, but it's the same thing day to day, and it's a way of looking at the world that you need to implement day to day to day as you go through your anti-Candida program. So I hope that's useful. If it was, I really do hope you'll subscribe to my email newsletter, which comes out every Sunday, where I link to these videos and other articles, videos, and I come out with new recipes every single week for you that are all anti-Candida diet friendly, without gluten, sugar, eggs, dairy. So you can get on the list at rickiheller.com/subscribe, and then I will see you in your inbox every Sunday as well. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day. I'm just going to quickly check my other computer for, yep. Hi, Georgina. Nice to see you as always, and thank you. Thanks, everybody. If you're seeing this on the replay, hit me with any questions, comments that you have. I always love to hear from you guys. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.